Elias lived in a lighthouse. It stood on a sharp cliff at the edge of the world. The lighthouse was old and strong. His father was the keeper before him, and his grandfather was the keeper before that. The job was simple. The job was important. Every night, Elias turned on the great light. The light cut through the darkness in a perfect straight line. It swept across the water in a slow, steady rhythm. One turn every 30 seconds. Never faster, never slower. This light showed the ships the safe channel. The safe channel was the only way to the harbor. It was a narrow path through calm waters. Everyone knew this. The ships followed the light. The light was a promise. The promise of safety. Beyond the channel, there was the sea. The sea was wild and unpredictable. It had hidden rocks and powerful currents. It had sudden storms and deep, dark water. The old keepers always said, "The channel is life, the sea is chaos." Elias believed this. For many years, it was his truth. He was a good keeper. He polished the great lens until it shined like a star. He oiled the gears so they turned without a sound. His light was perfect. His life was a straight line, just like the beam of light. But as the years passed, Elias started to see things differently. He spent long nights watching the sea. Not just the safe channel, but all of it. He saw the chaos, yes, but he also saw its beauty. He saw moonlight turn the tips of wild waves into silver. He saw the awesome power of a storm cloud building in the distance. He saw the deep blue color of the water where no ship ever went. The sea was not just chaos. It was alive. A small question started in his heart. It was quiet at first, like a distant bell. Is the safe channel truly the only good path? One day, his father, now an old man, came to visit. Elias shared his thought. "Father, sometimes I see such beauty in the wild sea. I wonder if the channel is the whole story." His father's face became hard. "That is a foolish thought, my son. Our job is to fight the chaos, not to admire it. The light is for order. The light is for safety. People depend on us not to have these strange ideas. Your thoughts are the problem. Forget them." Elias felt ashamed. He felt confused and alone. Maybe his father was right. Maybe his thoughts were dangerous. He tried to see the sea as only an enemy. He tried to focus only on the straight, steady beam. But the question in his heart would not go away. One night, a terrible storm came. The wind screamed like a monster. Rain hit the lighthouse glass like stones. The ship was in the safe channel, fighting the waves. Elias watched it carefully. The ship was following his light. It was doing everything right. But the storm was changing things. The powerful waves were pushing the ship. They were pushing it toward a hidden rock. A rock that was inside the safe channel. The safe path was no longer safe. The promise of the light was becoming a lie. Elias's heart beat fast. Tradition told him to do one thing: keep the light steady. Keep the beam on its perfect, predictable path. If the ship crashed, it was the storm's fault, not his. He would have done his duty. But his heart, the one that had watched the sea for so long, knew something else. He remembered seeing a different way. A small, secret path he had noticed on a calm day. It was a path through the chaos. It was not on any map. It was not part of the tradition. It was only in his mind, from his own observation. The ship was getting closer to the rock. He had to make a choice. The choice of his grandfather or his own. He took a deep breath. His hand reached for the control lever of the great light. He broke the rule. He moved the beam. He pulled the light away from the safe channel. He aimed it toward the dark, unknown water. He pointed it to the secret path he alone had seen. For a moment, the world was silent, except for the storm. The ship in the distance hesitated. It was a moment of pure trust. Then, slowly, it turned. It followed his new light into the chaos. It navigated the narrow passage between the rocks. And then it was through. It was safe in the deeper water beyond. The next morning, the sky was clear and calm. The captain of the ship came to the lighthouse. His face was tired, but his eyes were full of gratitude. "Keeper," said the captain, his voice full of emotion. "The charts were wrong. The old way was death last night. But your light, it showed us a new way. You did not just show us a path. You thought for us. You saved us." Elias looked out at the vast ocean. It was still unpredictable. It was still wild. But he was no longer afraid of it. He understood his real purpose. It was not to keep a light in a straight, unthinking line. It was to watch the whole sea, to understand its changes, to doubt the old maps when his own eyes saw a new truth, to have the courage to move the light when needed. His life was not the beam of light. His life was the whole sea, with all its storms and all its calm. His life was his story, and he was the writer. He was the keeper.